Russo'sBrand.com, where the pros are the pros.
On the pay-per-view on the Cock, it wasn't on Netflix, right? So they're getting the Cock's getting the big view for this big event and all the press from it. And then on Raw on Netflix, and next night we have none of the players that were involved in the main event angle on the show on the biggest platform.
Let me just interrupt you. You're saying not only none of the players, we don't have Jade Cargill, we don't have Randy Orton, we don't have any of the players that did something significant on Saturday night. None of the players.
And Liv is on social media showing how bumped up she is. Like, seriously, dude, the ring hates you. What do you think the Elimination Chamber feels about you? The Elimination Chamber wants to hurt you. And she's all bumped up. They got her out there with jackets on to cover up her arms instead of selling this huge beating that they all just took. I don't understand moves like that. And that's where Triple H is deficient in my book. And where if I'm a Netflix person going, holy crap, they got all these views or what have you. And why don't we have any of these people on the show? We just paid $5 billion for.
You know, Stevie, I swear you're Mr. Tech, and okay, bro, whatever they want. Cody's not there. Let's assume Cody's not there because they want Cody to be selling. Meanwhile, I don't care how many beatings Steve Austin took at the pay-per-view. He never sold 2 days later. He was there no matter what. So, you make freaking Cody look weak. Period. End of story. The guy doesn't show up, whether he's hurt or whatnot. You make him look weak. Then you got the other two who have business. I hear Cena went back to Africa and wherever The Rock is. Stevie, did they ever hear of these? Did they ever hear of these? Seriously, it's this simple. You guys can't get 60 seconds from The Rock. You can't get 60 seconds from John Cena. And Ben, my mind went exactly where yours went yesterday. Holy, wait a minute. All this shit happened 2 days ago, and none of these players are on this show that we paid billions of dollars for. And Stevie, to add insult for injury, they're reading all those comments on social media where everybody's saying what we're saying. Stevie, forget all that. Just forget all that. I want to know, does the WWE not understand and realize that that's a bad look for them when it comes to Netflix and the people that are paying them billions of dollars?
Yeah, you would figure we're a month or less out to WrestleMania, correct? Yeah, shouldn't it be all hands on deck?
420, yeah.
When well, there you go. Sponsored by Ravens Joint, biggest part of the summer. But when I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, we got a month or so, all hands on deck. My assumption is after Elimination Chamber, if I'm Netflix especially, they're throwing every star to sell it out, to get as many pay-per-view buys and get as many eyes on Netflix in the meantime. If all these players now show up on SmackDown, is there something on with USA complained? You better bring all this to promote. I don't know. It seems like you literally just did a hard stop on Netflix after putting all your A-list stars there, and for years just kind of treating USA like the redheaded stepchild. If they aren't even on SmackDown, then what are we doing to promote WrestleMania? What's going on?
Ben, try to put some logic to this. Seriously. I mean, you are a businessman. Stevie's a businessman. I am to some extent. Try to put some logic to this. You just got this multi-billion-dollar deal. You did do this huge angle, and then we get to this platform and nothing. Just try to get what is that conversation within the WWE?
It's nobody say anything because we're all working these money marks we've already sold it, cash the check, but I would want to do as much as possible. Being a businessman means getting maximum value out of your investment. Even Tony Soprano says that when they're talking about stripping copper out of the HUD houses, you know what I mean? You want that to come out of your end? You want that pay that $8,000? So those guys are feeling like, why aren't we getting this? But will they step up to the wrestlers who've got 15 carny ways and excuses to work? Oh, Rock had to do this. Cena had to do that. Well, this is a universe, and if you have one action, equal and opposite reactions have to happen across the board. Even yesterday, people are trying to pick up the details in a very beautiful yes and kind of way, and we don't want to do comedy right out of the gate because that's jumping the shark. But our truth is getting things over that are hilarious and like true to his character of John Cena being his hero. Where is the reactions of the night? If we're not going to have anybody, why aren't wrestlers putting it over? Killer Cross was really the only one that was like a chaos factor devil on the shoulder that might have some commentary, but everybody could be reacting to this throughout the night if we're not going to have those. So if that's going to send shockwaves through our wrestling universe, then we need to hear from just more than set up kid reactions in B-roll video packages, you know? So I would want them there. And if I'm Netflix Illuminati, I want a bloodletting sacrifice embarrassment ceremony on my show too.
Yeah.
You know?
And Stevie, this was something that really stood out to me. And I'm telling you guys, I really believe, forget the marks and everybody watching the show. The Triple H can go shit in the ring and they're going to watch it. Forget these. They're brainless freaking idiots. I'm talking about people that might be borderline casual fans. Here's another thing. Like I noticed, like, bro, you got the press conference after the pay-per-view, Stevie, and, you know, Rock's on there. And he's talking about the final boss and the character. And he's really talking about creative and storyline. That's what Rock's talking about during this press conference. 2 days later, McAfee and Michael Cole are sitting at the desk going, oh, in my 20 years, I never thought I'd see this with John Cena. And I'm like, did you guys just not see what The Rock said on the press conference? These are characters, guys. Rock is saying this is not real. This is a show. I'm talking about the movie I just made. And now we got these two guys. Oh, my God, I can't believe, never did I think. Bro, I mean, Stevie, I don't know if it's me being critical or bitter or whatever, but I'm looking at McAfee and Cole last night, and I'm like, are you guys stupid? Did you not see the press conference on Saturday night where Rock is telling the world this is all make-believe?
You can't have it both ways.
You can't.
You can't have a world that you expect people to suspend disbelief. Tell them afterwards, by the way, what you saw for the past 3 hours was absolutely, completely fake. I'm going to tell you exactly my thought process behind how we made it fake. Now, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee 2 days later, we want you to act like it's real. And yes, it makes them look stupid, and it makes anybody feel watching both at the same time. Well, I'm stupid. I'm investing 3 hours in this, and this guy just told me it's fake. Let me just go watch a rerun on NFL Network or something. That's literally, I mean, football doesn't, if you even insult the football fans' intelligence a little bit with a rule, a call, there was people ready to boycott the Super Bowl because they thought it was rigged. It was fixed. Rocky is telling you it's completely fixed, completely rigged. So why would a casual fan even buy? Maybe WrestleMania, but not anything leading up to it.
Yeah. And Ben, you know, again, this is let's put another one in the no Vince McMahon column. Because this ain't happening on Vince's dime. And my point is, bro, Rock is going out at that press conference saying whatever the frig Rock wants to say. Nobody's going to tell Rock, you just exposed everything, that we're all character. Nobody's going to tell him that. So these guys are just going out there and doing and saying whatever they want to say. And then Michael Cole looks like an absolute freaking moron because what, Michael, you're the only one that believes this is real. Nobody else does.
It's a tale of two shows. All right. And it's not just that of where some get to make believe and some have to keep in the work, because if you were to break character, they'd be like, what are you doing after they already did it, after they broke bad? So whether if the word can handle anything, we're doing satanic, ritualistic, Illuminati shit on our end. But on the beginning of the show, we do a beatdown with Jade Cargill on Naomi, and we have middle school level acting as Bianca's crying and weeping that this is going on. But then she wins the match, and instead of going to check on her friend, she's doing muscle poses on the second rope. Like, all I can think of is Stevie is like, well, you can't grieve forever. You just beat the shit out. Like, my friend could be paralyzed, but you know what? Let me get a double bicep in real quick.
That was a eulogy. That was our eulogy celebration.
That's what's for you. Like, and on the same show, we close the show with that high level stuff, like how we can have that level of disconnect. Or even last night, like you said, Jade wasn't even on there. If you were going to do this whodunit where she attacks Naomi, then in the finish last night, Jade should have come out and attacked Bianca to keep that story like you thought you knew the answer, that Naomi might be behind it, to do that kind of shit. Instead, they already transitioned Bianca on the road to WrestleMania, and the other thing is forgotten about as she sits there. So it's head-scratchingly bad. The only good thing is these TKO cameramen will get right up in that crotch. They don't care. They know it sells, and I salute them.